name is Tayra Macmillan, and today I'm excited to invite you to watch my capstone project. It's important for me to give a little bit of a background on who I am and how I got here today. I am from the small town of Owen Sound in Grey County, Ontario. With that, I want to acknowledge the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, Ojibwe, Chippewa, and Anishinaabe. I was born and raised in the city of Owen Sound, and I moved to Ontario to complete my BSW at the no longer existing satellite campus of Laurentian University. As an undergrad, I faced significant struggles with my mental health. For years, I was debilitated by my now diagnosed panic disorder, which has deepened my compassion and understanding of mental health issues. I became passionate about mental health and pursued practicums in the prevention and early intervention of psychosis program and the crisis intervention team. These experiences only deepened my passion. Following my practicum, I was offered a position at the Graybers Health Services Hospital with their crisis intervention team. Soon after, I applied and was hired as a full-time permanent social worker with the Assertive Community Treatment Team. 4 years later, here I am still in this role and motivated to take my career to the next level. This led me to apply for my MSW at the University of Waterloo, where several of my colleagues have completed their MSW previously. During my MSW at the University of Waterloo, I have experienced many changes and challenges. I somehow managed to work full-time while completing full-time school. I moved in with my boyfriend. I have started to explore private counseling opportunities, and I've battled lockdowns and COVID, all of which have led me to where I am at the end of my MSW and in completing this capstone. When I first learned of this project, I was intimidated because I have no ounce of artistry in my body. I was pondering what I could do, and then a light bulb went off. I thought of the custom puzzles you can make at Walmart. I knew I wouldn't be creative enough to draw my own picture, so I began searching the internet and came across an article about neurodevelopment disorders. And I knew immediately this was the photo for my puzzle.
I chose the puzzle as my capstone project because I believe it beautifully reflects my academic and personal journey throughout my MSW at the University of Waterloo, as well as who I was before beginning my MSW and who I will be in the future. When I see the picture of the brain, I think of myself and my growth. The brain symbolizes micro-social work of interpersonal and intrapersonal work with individuals and families based on relationship building and connection. This part of my puzzle reflects the knowledge and experiences I have gained in brief counseling with clients at my practicum and in discussions with classmates and professors during courses like social work and health, ethics, grief and palliative, mental health and addictions, health and social policy, and integration seminars. The many experiences I've had at a micro level have shaped me and connected beautifully for me to apply a deepened knowledge to my social work practice. The shapes below the brain in the photograph are also significant pieces of my puzzle. The many colors, shapes, and sizes symbolize the meso and macro of working with diverse communities, groups of people, and organizations, and how they interact with political systems, policies, laws, and systemic structural issues. This could be examples of social determinants of health and intersectionality. My MSW journey has reflected a systems theory, and how I, as a student, a patient in the healthcare system, a social worker, a community member, a sister, a girlfriend, a dog mom, interact and navigate many environments and cultures, all of which have been fundamental in shaping my professional and personal identity. My MSW education has supported me in analyzing research and overarching bodies of knowledge, for me to be able to think critically and behave ethically in the pursuit of social justice. I think it's important to note and make it obvious that I did not complete the puzzle, and that this is to demonstrate that my learning does not stop here. I am committing to continuing my education and development of myself, both professional and personally, because with every new experience, we gain new pieces to our puzzle or shift old ones. As humans, we all can evolve and expand. My field placement experience has been critical for the development of my professional identity. For this role, I completed my placement in the rural context of Wyerton and the surrounding area of Wyerton within the Wyerton Hospital. With the rural nature of this area, there are significant transportation and telephone and internet reception barriers for clients. Nevertheless, the existence of this hospital and the mental services in this area seek to reduce obstacles that would otherwise exist if the nearest hospital was in Owen Sound, which is another 40-minute drive at the very least for most patients in this area. The implementation of mental health services in this region reduces gaps for service users in this area, and it was an interesting experience for me to learn about the context of this environment. During my practicum, I co-facilitated a cognitive behavioral therapy empowerment groups for adults using CBT model. To prepare for this group, I researched, read, and educated myself on CBT theory. In this process, I became well versed in these techniques, and it supported the redevelopment of an 8-week group plan with my supervisor. What I learned from my practicum is that confidence will be an ongoing development. At times, I have experienced imposter syndrome as a learner who is placed in the roles of psychoeducator and facilitator. At times, this felt uncomfortable and I felt inadequate in my performance. However, it was an excellent experience that pushed me out of my comfort zone and allowed me to learn more about CBT and group facilitation. In addition, I provided brief counseling to adults struggling with various life transitions and difficulties. Counseling one-to-one with adults was a completely new role for me and served as a significant learning experience. Targeted discussions with my supervisor about my uncertainties in my role have increased my comfortability and confidence in trying new skills in my practicum setting. Since the practice of supervision with my field instructor, I have recognized that it is crucial to have a solid theoretical knowledge base to guide clinical sessions in my field practicum. For example, I used a variety of theoretical perspectives like CBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, strength-based approaches, solution-focused, and motivational interviewing techniques. Nevertheless, what I've learned is that it is equally as important to integrate the natural practice of active listening, genuineness, compassion, and empathy to guide therapeutic rapport. I believe that my practicum experience has been fundamental in building my integrity and authenticity in my professional identity by being flexible and using eclectic approaches of theory while harnessing active listening, genuineness, warmth, empathy, and connection at the forefront. So where do I go from here? Well, I can't end this without introducing this little cutie who appeared throughout my capstone video. Her name is Penelope, and she's a West Highland White Terrier, and she's my pride and joy. One of my 2 dogs, the other one's a pit bull. And so anyways, where do I go from here? I'm finishing up my studies, I'm exploring options for private counseling, and I continue to work full-time on the assertive community treatment team. I'm going to leave my options open and see where life takes me, because as we know, social work is a very multifaceted and multidimensional field of work. Thanks again for watching, and I wish everyone the best of luck and a very happy and healthy future.